almost midnight. He came here from Brazil representing the family in this moment. He is my small brother. Okay, cut this microphone, please. Yeah. He is my baby brother. Okay? We are three brothers. I am the first, Ronaldo is the second, and Ronaldo is the third. And I believe that our parents started learning how to build new men. He is retired colonel in Brazilian Air Force. Pretty much, he's my big brother, retired. I am the oldest in my family, and I am the only one that was not retired. All the others. I have here my classmate in theology, Pastor Alindo. Cadê o Alindo? Cadê o Alindo? Alindo Guedes, okay? And his wife, Mabel, okay? Could you believe that this gentleman was my classmate in Brazil? We finished together, start together, finish together. And they are here with us today. And we work in different capacities in Brazil. And even before we graduated, and we are in charge of the yearbook of our university. And he worked with me in the marketing part of the yearbook. Well, I am extremely grateful. Muito obrigado, Alindo, pelo seu trabalho e seu cuidado. I have here Pastor Gilberto Borges. Gilberto, please. Amen. Gilberto Borges, we learned one another before I finished theology. I was in the second year, he just came to study, and even we canvassed together.
Yes,
okay?
yes.
We canvassed together. Okay? Then, Pastor Gilberto, thanks for coming here and honoring me here. I have here Pastor Bob Bowles. Pastor Bob, please stand. Pastor Bob Bowles is here. Okay? And Sister Alice. Pastor Bob, I had the privilege to work with him at Miami Temple Church. Was a great, great privilege there. I have here Dorothy's best friend. It's Aliette. Okay, Aliette, from Roger. Okay? They started together and they graduated together. Okay? And they were very close to one another. Obrigado por terem vindo. Estar conosco aqui e pelos seus filhos terem vindo também. I have here my daughter, Donnie and Abby, and the girls, okay? They could not miss this. I have here, as introduced, my father-in-law, my mother-in-law, Doval. I have here Brother Dwayne McNeil. Brother McNeil, please. Brother Dwayne McNeil was an elder that touched this whole church, isn't that? Yes. Praise the Lord, he's a man of God. He was held elder for us. We have here Pastor Tim Goff, that the secretary for the conference. Please, Pastor. Amen. Okay. He was the ministerial secretary, his wife too. Okay. Thanks for being here with us. And we have here the Aristines. Okay, where are the Aristines? Okay. Okay, these two precious souls. She was a member of Miami Temple. Brother Aristines was teacher at GMA when I taught at GMA. And we're partners there, okay, all the time. Then I really appreciate that you came here. I have here Elba and Chantal from Miami Temple. Please stand. Okay, they came here to be with us. Friends, we have here a person that I had the opportunity to be with her when her father was sick. And the time that her father passed away, she decided to make me her dad. Mariela, please. And Robert, okay? And I had the opportunity to be with her and support her in counseling, and we became very close. Thanks for coming. They just came from Full Day to be here with us. Thank you. We have here, my friend, many people that I cannot remember everyone. But thanks for coming. But members from the Portuguese church that left here, members for St. Cloud group that are here today, other members that are friends around the place. Friends, thank you much for coming. This is a very special moment for all of us. And your presence here just brings joy to our heart. I'd like to call your attention to that wall in the back. Could you look back, please? What do you see there? Huh? What do you see in that wall?
A new screen.
Huh?
Yes.
Look, I would like to tell you that we're facing several struggles here with the electronic equipment lately. In the big storm, a lightning decided to come here to our church with fire from heaven and burned all our equipment. And we lost our project from back to. But brother Ronnie comments and Pastor, we lost the project for the back. Oh, Ronnie, how's going to be the situation for this hour? Said, do not be concerned. We got a brand new 70-inch screen.
Wow.
Now, friends, I would like to introduce you to a new addition to the church. Okay, this has not to do with me. It's everything with Christian and brother. Okay? Friends, it's a joy to come here today. And I hope that the Holy Spirit can bring joy to our hearts. Let's pray. Oh Lord, I thank you for the opportunity that you bring us to this church to serve you in the capacity of the pastor. I hope, Lord, that during my life in this church, I allowed you to shine through each one of us.
Amen.
I thank you for the victories that we acquired in this church. But at the same time, Lord, I ask forgiveness for many times that I brought embarrassment to your kingdom. Bless all of us, Lord, that can grow every day more and more until the day that we meet you in the clouds of heaven. Teach us your word today, Lord, in Jesus' name.
Amen.
Amen. Don't forget, just what? Just remember, don't forget, God has brought us great blessings in the church. But I would like to tell you that as the day is passing by, the Bible said to the Apostle Paul that the last days will face what? Persecution. Difficult times. And you need to know that you are going to face struggles in fact, as we face the struggles during this 9 years. God has blessed us, Dorothy and I, with a long tenures in our church. In New York, we spent 8 years in New York. Then in Toronto, Canada, we stayed 3 years there, and our tenure was short with the church, but came to Miami then was 20 years at Miami then, and now 9 years. Then you've added the time that you worked in evangelism in Brazil as a local pastor. And this afternoon you're going to get a full history and data and information about our trajectory in God's ministry. I do not know how many of you watched this movie, Born Identity. Have you? You remember that in this movie, there's a man that wakes up and he doesn't remember anything. He lost his identity. He doesn't know his name. He doesn't know anything about himself. And he started to discover that he had some skills. And through these skills, he started developing some memories that helped him to come to terms with his life. Today I'd like to talk to you about a crisis that happened among every Christian. We call it spiritual amnesia. What is spiritual amnesia? Spiritual amnesia is being described as a situation when you know that the Lord tells you something, and when you need to prove what the Lord tells you, you forget. Forget completely. For example, if you go through a trial of trouble, and God said, I will be with you, will you feel alone? What's that? Spiritual amnesia. Then, situation Carol told you today. God said, I go with you, do not be afraid. When she was afraid, what's that? Spiritual amnesia. When they started trusting more in the lotto than in God's blessings, this is spiritual amnesia. When I have the opportunity to share the message of God and with somebody, and I do not do, what's that? Spiritual amnesia. That is a condition that's affecting not only Seventh-day Adventist Church, but every Christian all around the world. We miss the practice of faith in our lives. Then how you can describe this amnesia? You know, the amnesia is when you lose memory. Okay, sometimes the short memory, sometimes long memories. And it could be a result of trauma or other problems, you know. Then the devil tries to use traumas as a way to desensitize you for what God is telling you with His honor and His blood. I'm sorry, George, Maria, and Brenda, I did not see you here. I'm so glad that you came here. I'm so glad. I'm so glad. Then, brothers and sisters, can you see I'm not removing? They are able to remember me. Friends, God, by His grace and His power, has given us great promises that every time that I forget one of the promises of the Lord, what is that? Let's talk about this syndrome. Okay, can you see that this woman is dissipating, is disappearing? Can you see this picture? This is what happens when you are not sure about your identity. First characteristic of spiritual amnesia is living with unrealistic expectations. Every time that you put upon you some unrealistic expectations, you are prone to go to this trauma of spiritual amnesia. For example, Pastor Dacunia is going to be here forever. Isn't that a realistic expectation?
Yes.
Yes or not?
Yes.
Yes.
Because let me tell you this, the church stays, the pastors pass by. The pastors come to minister for a time and come to another time, they move to another place. I really appreciate Pastor Goff, that was ministerial director of Florida Conference, that he allowed me to be 9 years. Because if he decided to move me to another church, then I would be out of the church even earlier. The same way that I was at Miami Temple, I thought, Dorothy and I thought that you were going to retire at Miami Temple.
I know.
Okay, because after 20 years, our love was the same. We enjoy one another all the same. Then we never got tired of one another.
That's right.
I remember they came to talk at the conference about the opportunity to move out of Miami Temple. They said, why? Are you tired of Miami Temple? No. Is the church tired of you? No. Then why do you need to leave? Said, no, I do not need to leave. Oh, that's just to tell you that my wife finished her PhD education. And now she's going to develop her career as a professor in the university. And if there's a time to move me, now is the time. Remember, Pastor God, about this conversation. And they asked us, where would you like to go? I said, Central Florida. Then I did not know that God was putting a seed to come here to the city and to serve. Second, focus too much on self. That is one characteristic of Christians many times. We're not concerned about the church of God, the family, our mission, our responsibilities. We're focused too much in ourselves. Third, asking too much of people. Then the happiness, I'm going to be happy, somebody makes me happy. Fourth, being controlling of people. You know, one of the characteristics of the person that is fearful is being controlled. The person cannot be outside of the controlling mode because that person is fearful of losing something. But Jesus said very clearly that you do not need to be fearful. Number 5, questioning the goodness of God. Why me, Lord, why me? And the problem that we face, why me is the cry. I cannot understand that the evil can reach me. Why do I think that all the evil needs to reach somebody else? Not me. Why me, Lord? Why me, Lord? Why me? Living more disappointed than thankful. And this is what happened many times in prayer meetings in the church. In the prayer meeting, many times we see this spirit of amnesia. Because Christians come to the church for prayer meeting as they are going to the doctor to talk about their problems. I have a problem with my toe. I have a problem with my eye. Please pray for my brother or sister that had sick. Isn't that? There's a spirit of amnesia. We need to be more thankful than disappointed. Number 7, lacking motivation and hope. All these are part of this spiritual amnesia that is reaching everyone. Look what says 2 Peter 1, verse 3 and verse 4. His divine power has given us everything needed for life. How many things?
Everything.
How many?
Everything.
Then if I need a new car, may I trust that God can give me the car?
Yes.
If I have a problem in my life, may I trust that He can take care of my life?
Yeah.
And not only life, but goodness means that it's not only that I need it for my life, but every gift to make me to do what is good, not evil. Though through the knowledge of Him who called us by His own glory and goodness. Thus He has given us through these things His precious and very great promises, so that through them you may escape from the corruption that is in the world because of lust, and may become participants of the divine nature. That God has provided for us everything. It's not just one thing or two things, everything. Then this way that, continuing the same verse, we need to add to faith. Faith. Many of us, we believe that we have faith. But faith is to apply principles of godliness, knowledge, self-control, perseverance, godliness, brotherly love, kindness, and love. These are the fruits of the Spirit in your life. Friends, who produce this fruit of the Spirit is not you, it's not me. It's the Spirit of God in me. Amen. That produces this fruit. Oh, yeah. Through the grace of God, we can add everything because God is a God that gives with abundance and generosity. Amen. And another thing, we will never be able to outgive God. Amen. He is always giving more than we do. Verse 8 to verse 11 says, for if you possess these qualities in increasing measure, they will keep you from being ineffective and unproductive in your knowledge of our Lord Jesus Christ. But whoever does not have that is what? Oh, now comes another problem. Myopia. Okay, what means myopia? Is one who just can see things that are close to you. You cannot see farther. Then those who miss these principles in their life becomes nearsighted and blind. Oh, now it's worse. I talk about amnesia. Okay? What second thing? Nearsighted. And even what? Blindness. Blindness. forgetting that they have been cleansed from their past sins. Therefore, my brothers and sisters, make every effort to confirm your calling and election. For if you will receive a rich welcome into the eternal kingdom of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. That's the next thing. The best thing for the spiritual what? Spiritual what? What? Oh, I'm being religious. I thought that my mind is working well. Can you see how we forget things? The spiritual amnesia, my friends, the best medicine for spiritual amnesia is when you start practicing what God has given you. Then when you go through any experience, any trouble, any challenge, you know that God is able to bless you. Then, spiritual myopia. On your side. Just see things that are around you. Do not see there. When Jesus says, do not focus your eyes on the things that you see, but look for the things that you cannot see. Because what you see is temporary. And what you cannot see is eternal. Who am I? It's a good question. Who am I? Many times we ask a person, who are you? Sometimes I'm leading the conference and the leader said, please tell me about you. Oh, I'm a pastor. No, tell me about you. Oh, I'm a married. No, tell me about you. Who are you? And many times we're confused about who are you? What's your job description? What is your challenge for life? What is your goal for life? I'd like to bring to you some 10 characteristics that you need to keep in mind. The first is, I am a worker for the master. Amen. Who is the master? Jesus. I would like to share you my job description. My job description is very simple. Love Jesus and serve His people. Amen. This is my job description. Amen. Love Jesus and serve His people. Then in all my life, what you can see in my life, what's that? Love for Jesus and serve His people. I am a worker for the master. You could be a nurse, you could be a doctor, you could be a constructor, you could be a businessman, you could be any profession, but you are a worker for the master. I told you experience with a lady in Canada that she is one of the top tupperware distributors in Canada. But every year she brings to church 10, 12 people in baskets. And I said to her, well, how do you do this? She said, Pastor, let me tell you a secret. Well, what's that? I am a missionary from the Lord disguised into a Tupperware distributor. Then, friends, if you are a doctor, you are a worker for the master, disguised as what? A doctor. If you are a construction worker, you are a worker for the Lord, disguised as construction worker. If you are a homemaker, you are disguised as homemaker. If God called you to share the goodness of His kingdom, then you cannot miss this point. Because if you miss this point, the spiritual amnesia is going to take complete control of it. Second, I am a minister of reconciliation. I'm not a servant of the devil to create problems. Interesting, when David wrote this Psalm 23, he said, "The Lord is my what?
Shepherd."
When he said, "The Lord is my shepherd," he put himself as a lamb of God. Can you see that?
Yes.
But there's people that do not see themselves as a lamb. They see themselves as a ram. That they needed to harm somebody. They need to hit somebody. They needed to confront somebody. I remember a situation that I had a lady in the church that she produced confusion and havoc all the places. And one day I came to talk to her and said, Pastor, you know that I am sincere. And my sister, I'm sorry, you're not sincere. You are big mouth. You're disrespectful. You are hurting people. You are being an instrument of the devil with other people. Then, friends, we as children of God, we need to understand that I am a minister of what? Reconciliation.
Amen.
And this is very clearly, if you just go to 1 Corinthians chapter 5, you're going to see very clearly that God calls us to be ministers of what? Reconciliation. Third. What's the third thing that I need to remember? I am God's ambassador. Let me tell you an experience about Dorothy and I. Dorothy came here to the United States 2 months before I came. She came with the kids and I stayed with the parents that lived in Washington DC. But I stayed in Brazil 2 more months. There was too many budget there. I could not leave. Then she made a friendship with several people, and especially with a lady that worked for one department of Brazilian embassy that we call Brazilian Naval Commission. And through this conversation, she told Dorothy that the Brazilian Naval Commission needed somebody to work there. And Dorothy said, "Could it be okay for my husband?" I said, "Yes. Ask your husband to come and to apply." Then I arrived Tuesday morning. In the afternoon, went there and filled the papers. And Wednesday, I started working in the Brazilian embassy. Friends, I became ambassador to Brazil. I have the diplomatic passport. I did not need to pay taxes in the United States. Good is that? And I could be here for the rest of my life, as far as who could serve the Brazilian government. I never thought about this. But for almost 2 years, I was there working in this department with Brazilian passport. I remember going to Canada. I just presented my passport. Yes. I came to the United States and presented my passport. Yes. Because we have free access. We represent another country. And respected of what they expect from us, they open the gates and doors for us. They did not ask questions. I was so proud of that. But friends, before I was ambassador or working for the Brazilian embassy, I was the ambassador of God. Amen. Then where you are, you need to understand that you are ambassador of our God. Amen. You're not there for yourself. You're there because God placed you there to serve Him and represent Him.
That's right.
Number 4. Who am I? I am a good news bearer. Good news bearer.
Yes.
This word is full of it. You just turn the television, open a newspaper, get a magazine, and all bad news. All bad news. I remember when the angels came to announce the birth of Jesus, they said, "I'm bringing to you good news that will be for all people." Good news for all people. Many times we work together as Christians and we're talking about politics. Oh, friends, bad news. We're talking about fake news, but bad news. Politics is bad news. Talk about the situation in the economy. Even though this economy is good, but it's not good for all. What you need to talk about is good news. Good news means the gospel of Jesus. I'm a sharer of the gospel. Can you see this verse from Isaiah 52, verse 7? How beautiful upon the mountains are the feet of him who brings what? Good news. Who proclaims peace. Who brings glad tidings of good things. Who proclaims salvation. Who says to Zion, "Your God reigns." Amen. I told the experience when I had my broken leg. And I'm going to show some pictures of my broken leg for to see how was my leg then. time. And when the doctor came to me and said, look, we need to amputate your food, there's no way. Your food is not reacting, it's not getting better. We need to amputate it. For a moment, I was trying to recoup from the news. But in 1 second after that, I started thinking, how am I going to live without my food? You know that I love to play soccer. I like to run. I like to do many things. How am I going to lose my food? But what shocked me with a incredible faith and energy was this verse. How beautiful upon the mountains are the feet of him who what? Then I told the dog, you are not going to cut my food off. It said, but don't you see that your feet your food is necrosis that could gangrene and to kill you? I said, no, I do not see this. I see a beautiful feet of a person that are preaching of good news. Amen. And this feet is blessed. You are not going to cut it. Amen. And said, what are you going to do? He said, I'm going to change it. Because I do not believe that you're coming there to take care of my food. It's beautiful. And God allowed me to go to another one. Can you see? That moment was a moment of stress and despair. I said, okay, come. There's no other way. No, there's a way. There's a way. It's promised in the Bible to face every situation because the Bible says that God has given us all that we need for goodness. Who am I? I am a witness, eyewitness of God's grace.
Oh, yes.
Have you experienced God's salvation? Have you experienced transformation in your life?
Yes.
Let me just through to Mother Maria. Maria, come here. Come here. I know that you did not know anything about this, okay? About joy, but let's bring Maria. I know that several of you know Maria, okay? But some did not know. Maria had a 12-year-old, 14-year-old son. Beautiful, intelligent, first student in class. And this boy was assassinated inside of the school by another boy that was all the time there. You suffered today for that. She misses. Joy went to church. We talked to him and said, Pastor, I am the boy, father of the boy that was killed this week. He said, tell me. He told me. And I asked Jordan, how's your wife? She's very, very bitter, Pastor. He said, I would like to go there to see Maria. He said, no, Pastor, do not go. You do not know Maria. She's very, very upset. I said, no, Jordan, I need to go there to see Maria. If you're suffering, Maria is suffering. Then I went to Georgia to see Maria. What you told me when I got there, Maria?
Oh my God, I was very upset with God and didn't want to somebody talk to me about God. And I was very angry. I remember when I was crying because I remember when my pastor, I said my pastor always, came to my house and I told him, you know what, Pastor, if you come to preach me about God, go away from my house. Oh my God, I will cry. I remember that because I remember my pastor when he answered me, no, Maria, I don't come to preach you. I come to be with you. That let me feel different because I say too many things bad to him, spoke about God, but he came to my house 3 times a week, I think, to speak to me, just to listen to me. And always I tell that testimony because I told to the people God sent him for me and to touch me how to walk again.
Amen. I don't know how many of you lost a son with that condition, but that's proven. She is a witness of that grace.
Right.
And I could see this in Brenda, in George, and many of you that are here, I could see that. How God worked. Then I told, when Maria asked, but why this, Pastor? I told Maria, I do not know why, but one thing I know, that God is going to use this hard experience that you're going through minister to somebody else. And we started working together. We sent Maria and George to Baptist Hospital to have a classic bereavement. Remember, Maria?
Yes.
And we started bereavement class at my temple. How many people have been helped, Maria?
Oh, I don't have a number, but it's a lot. And still we're working with a lot of people. And thank God, Pastor. Oh my God, I'm feeling blessed. Thank you for starting how to walk again. When I remember when you told me you went to move to here, I was crying. And I remember when you told me, you know what? I taught you how to walk, and you need to start to work alone. Thank you, Pastor.
And we worked together for about 3 years. We worked together. Then when I was called to come here, I said, I said, no, it's time for you to walk alone. Okay? And this couple is very famous in Miami, you know that?
Yes.
The TV station, the police, okay? Every big event that happens, big tragedy, they are one of the first ones to be called to minister for people. Thank you, Maria. You are eyewitness of God's grace, my friend. Maybe you do not have the experience that Maria had, but you experience how God works in your life.
That's right.
Number 6. What am I? I am what? A commandment keeper. Okay, I'm not a wishy-washy Christian that did not know what to do. Let me say this, friends. Many Christians would like to have a Savior, but not a Savior, not a Lord. Okay? They want to have a Savior, but not a Lord. Then come to save me, but do not come to tell me what to do.
That's it.
Then I am a commandment keeper. That when you are in situations that you know struggles in your life, you need to understand that you are a commandment keeper. I have a couple here. I love them very much. They know that. Okay? I had the opportunity to study Bible with them. They started in St. Cloud. And they're here today, Mike and Sherry. Okay? Stand please, Mike and Sherry. Okay? This couple. And since I studied Bible with them, they start keeping Sabbath.
Amen.
They start keeping Sabbath. Even though they are not coming regularly here, but they are strong in keeping Sabbath.
Amen.
Amen.
And Sherry is one of the managers in Walmart here in St. Paul. And they have a different administration there. They start forcing her to work in Sabbath. And she called us and said, look, we need to pray because they want us to work in Sabbath. But what's that? Work in Sabbath. But Sherry is a commandment.
Amen.
And we start praying. I prepared the letter to take to her.